Can. It's me, Pretty Pink Pommy.
Vegas, let me hear y'all make some noise.
I wanna go fast. I wanna go. I wanna go anywhere, everywhere you are. How far I wanna go. Yeah. Hi everyone. Happy Tuesday, Tuesday, Tuesday. Welcome up. Welcome up. Welcome up. What are we talking about? Welcome to Keeping Up with the Wobbledogs Tuesday stream, where we're going to be playing Wobbledogs and having fun, keeping up with them or whatever. Right, right, right. Okay. So first things first, I just want to remind y'all that Friday we're doing the VGC, Saturday we're doing weekend cartoons. Tomorrow we're going to be doing Masuda Hunt Hump Day. What is it? Thursday we're doing a reattempt at defeating Cynthia in the Girly Pop Lock. Friday is going to be the VGC. I already said that. Shout out to the icon of the day, icon of the day. That is CMB 122498. Shout out the newly established VIP. Although there are multiple VIPs, but CMB is a VIP. Is the Wiggle Cat I? Is this the Wiggle Cat aisle? Blocked, deleted, shamed, burned at the stake. Although I think you might like that, Rye. Hi, Rye. Hi, V. Hi, Sapphire. Who else is here? Anybody? Anybody? Everybody? Hi, everybody. Hi, Ruby. Um, Hi, everybody. I guess that's it for now. Hi to the lurkers too. No shade. Y'all want to hear something really weird that happened? I got this really, really weird piece of mail. I have to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom after I read this weird piece of mail. But I got this really weird piece of mail. Do y'all want to see what it says? As I took a picture of it and I'm gonna share it with y'all. Here it is. Okay, so what it says is To the warden of the Wobbledog Mansion, it has been brought to my attention that some of the family names established within the dynastic lines of the families that live on the estate have been lost to more vulgar lineages, which is very displeasing to hear. As the warden of a proper estate hailing from the old country, I have sent over a few ambassadors to help you reestablish the presence, if not also to reestablish the power of certain influential Wobble families back to their original glory. Those individuals are all from the T, Baby, and Prada lines, which have been mostly lost to the names of Dior, Mugler, Parfait, and more recent Malone, Lacroix, and others. If you choose to do with your Wobble estate, or what it says, what you choose to do with your Wobble estate is up to you. However, I do suggest if you'd like to keep the funding of the family, you'd be well suited to do that. To do what the hell? I do suggest you would like, if you would like to keep up with the funding of the family, you'd be well suited to do that if you follow the instructions and reestablish the power of ye old country's original family names. With the highest established Wobble regards, Anonymous. Girl, Vulgar is crazy. They were really coming for the girls. I thought LaCroix was, I thought LaCroix was cute. I thought Malone was cute. You know what I mean? Like I thought some of the girls were cute. So what happened is essentially also what came in this package is that I also got a few extra Wobble dogs that are going to be added to the Wobble wheel as, let's say, surprise entries to the Wobble family. I'm going to add a few of those. We're going to work on the Wobble wheel, and then we're going to get ready. Me thinking you had a stalker IRL and you were talking about it here to document it. The old, it's no, this is it's a letter from the old country. The old country. I don't think that I don't think that a Wobble Cats would be really fun, personally. Shout out to the Funky Bug Boys or whatever. All right. So with that being said, ooh. Here's the Wobble Dogs of it all. Let's get rid of the music. Actually, I need to go to the restroom. But before we get into that, those dinosaurs can. Oh my god. Okay. Well, I need to go to the restroom, so I'm gonna go to the restroom really fast. But y'all can chill here. I will play the flyers, and I will be back. Y'all will stay here like y'all are gonna go anywhere, please. Alter Ego! Hey, let's get into this Wobbledogs moment. Finally. Let me turn this music down. Hey, y'all. Let's get to it. Sorry I had to do that like early on bathroom break, but I just really needed to be able to lock in. And how am I going to be able to lock in if I have to go to the bathroom the whole time? Thank you, Ive. Period. Love some music. Let's get into the Wobbledogs of it all. Finally. Oh my god, it feels like it's been forever. Can y'all hear the game? Let me turn it up a little bit. Hi, damsel. All right, so here we are. Let me first of all turn this game audio up a little bit. Options. Okay, that's better. That's better for sure. Try it like here. Okay, so here are the dogs that we currently have. We have Switch 2 Dior, Neon O, Emerald Cristal, Stella Rosa Cristal, Sam du Papillon, Snowy Winters, Snow Angel Baby, Fawn Fox, Rudolpha D. Dior, also known as Rudolpha Dupree Dior, and we have Kami Core. All that to be said, we are going to be adding some new faces and new names to this playthrough, and especially to the Wobble Wheel. But we are going to be doing that slowly over time, okay? And I will set that up next time we do the Wobble Wheel. Right now, since none of the dogs, I don't think any of these dogs are even adults. I think the only dog, Kami Core, is a young adult, and Kami Core is the only one who is a young adult. Everyone else is in a cocoon. So let's hatch the puppies and see what happens with all of them today. Get into it, Rudolph D. Dior. The old country can't possibly be happy with all those brand new names. Kami Core is kind of psychedelic, but Kami Core was previously more psychedelic, honestly. I think the old country is displeased more so with the loss of power of some of these older names than it has to do with like having the newer names be present. Like, do they really care about Snow Angel Baby? Snow Angel Baby is of the Baby clan. So it's kind of like, is Snow Angel Baby really lost? The baby name goes hand in hand with the original team name, but the original team name has been bred out, which is something that I was actually researching a little bit, because, you know, I keep up with the lineages of all these like Wobbledogs. And since I keep up with the lineage of all these Wobbledogs, I will say Felicity's surname was bred out within 6 generations. That's something that I saw within the family tree that I've been keeping up with, is that Felicity's surname has been completely lost to time, whereas some of these other, like, but the baby name has not been lost to time. There are babies spanning all the way back from Santa Baby all the way to this current generation, with the most recent baby being literally Snow Angel Baby. So for the people who have been keeping up with this playthrough like that, like, you know, more so than others, how it can be like that for real. Like, exactly, the House of Christmas. Shout out to Blitzen Baby. Shout out to, you know, all these others. Last time we had a lot of dogs coming in from the Wobble Wheel. This time the Wobble Wheel needs a little bit of editing. For the time being, while the Wobble Wheel is still functioning, until it is fully established, all these puppies that we're breeding are going to be added to the Wobble Wheel until we kind of clear out storage. Once we clear out storage, all the puppies are going to be added in based on when their eggs are made. But we're adding more to this storage, so all the puppies that are in the incubators right now will also be added to the Wobble Wheel. Or maybe it'll be kind of a thing of like, I will add a few entries to it where it says like open an incubator instead of like adding the puppies' names individually, and then I'll just open the next incubator, whoever that is. It's feeling very holly jolly up in here. Well, it's September. And here is Switch 2 Dior. Honestly, I really kind of like Switch's pattern. If you remember, Switch is actually the child of Glitch Baby Dior, who is here. And if you notice, the baby came off of Switch's name, so it's not Switch 2 Baby, it's just Switch 2 Dior, right? Hi, Pero. Girl, I can't even swim that well. What you mean? Oh, I'm getting military propaganda ads. Girl, don't do it, girl. CMB, you can swim? Where is Kamicore? Is Kamicore? Oh, Kamicore's Kamicore is in this cocoon. I'm gonna hatch them a little bit in a little bit. Girl, how was I supposed to know that you swam competitively? I mean, and even if you did mention it to me, that's not really pertinent information to our friendship or our, you know, knowing each other. I don't know that. Maybe I misread your message, because that, like, now I'm seeing the question mark. Is not, you're not saying that as if I'm supposed to know. You're saying that like, yeah. You taught swim lessons to the divas, period. When you say that, do you mean like old people or do you mean like cool people? Hi, Milo Tick. You consider us friends? Yeah, I consider you a friend, CNB. I swam casually 5 years ago. Exactly. Where is that fucking vacuum? Get to work. Let's go look at some of these other rooms while we're waiting for these dogs. Let's go look at some of these other rooms. The reason why I'm actually not hatching Kamicore's cocoon right now is simply because I don't want to burst their bubble when it comes to their success in as an adult in the breeding arena. And I'm not in the game of cloning dogs, so here is what the graveyard room is giving. Here is the winter room, which is coming from the graveyard room. Next should be the market. Here's the market room. Real nasty and dirty up in here. Ew. I'm gonna let y'all have that one because I don't care. Next up we have, oh, the jungle. That's what I was looking for. The jungle connects to the market through this door. Oh, the jungle connects through this door. The jungle doesn't connect to the market at all. I thought that this tunnel right here connected to the jungle. It doesn't connect to the jungle. This tunnel connects all the way over here to the winter room. Isn't that crazy? And then here's the zero gravity room, which is connected through this tunnel to the desert room. Big fan of the desert room. Let me put these things away. Snowy Winters needs something to eat. Eat something, Snowy. Eat something. Don't die on me. Oh, you don't like being touched? Girl, bye. You like the zero gravity room? A lot of the rooms are connected to the zero gravity room if you really want to see the layout. The zero gravity room is connected directly to, like, if you're in this room, you go to the zero gravity room first, or you go to the market first. And like, so if I send dogs in from the first baby room, they all go to the desert room, which is connected only to the zero gravity room and the market. The market is going to send you either to the winter room, or it's going to send you to, I think that's it. Yeah, the market sends you to the winter room. It's possible to get to the zero gravity room from the market, but that's really only for dogs that fly. The winter room is indirectly connected to the anti-gravity room. Yeah, but the winter room is also connected to this. The jungle room is not connected to the anti-gravity room, but one room that is also connected to the anti-gravity room, I believe, is this, yeah, so basically these 4 rooms that surround the anti-gravity room are all connected to it. And the reason why it's set up the way that it is because since it's anti-gravity, when they come in here, they might end up in any of the other rooms because of the anti-gravity nature. They can't control where they go. The jungle room is in the dead center, but it's the only one that surrounds the anti-grav room that's not connected to the anti-grav room. But it is connected to multiple other rooms because the jungle room is connected to one of the baby rooms. The jungle room is connected to the winter room, and the jungle room is connected to the aquarium room, which is another room that's connected to the secondary baby room. It's really crazy. How does the anti-gravity room work? Well, let's set up an ambassadorship to the anti-gravity room and I can show you. Wrong room. And here's how it works. It's literally got no gravity. So any items that are in here, any dogs that are in here, they just kind of float around. If they're initiated to float around, like things don't normally stay on the ground unless they're like furniture objects and stuff. Imagining all of this being an underground facility like Squid Game. No, this is the Wobbledog Mansion. This is actually on the Wobbledog estate. It is the biggest house on the Wobbledog estate, and each individual room represents a different facility within the estate itself, all connected to the individual mansion. What makes it anti-gravity? Well, luckily, since you ask, it is actually this item right here, the gravity multiplier. The gravity multiplier item is given to you when you breed a dog that has wings as an achievement, and then you can change the gravity in any room that you place it in. I actually have one in... There's not one in here. I don't see one in here. I don't have it in all the rooms, but there is one in some of the rooms. Like there's one in here for sure. And this one I have it on moon gravity. The desert room I don't think has one. This room does not have one. The desert room doesn't have one either. So I think the only rooms that have a... I think there's one in the puppy room too. So we have Snowy Winters, who is becoming an adult dog. We have Sam du Papillon becoming a pink something or other. Stella Rosa Cristal in her teen era. Can you make it extra heavy? Yes, you can. There's not one in this room. There is not one in this room. I thought that I had more of them, but I guess that might have been my personal playthrough. Let's add one here. So if I add a gravity multiplier, which is in the utility section, and I put it down in the room, the dogs will not touch it. They will not see it. They will see it, but they won't touch it. They won't really get bothered with whatever it does. It's not a toy. And if I made it to like Jupiter's gravity, look, even the cocoons are having a tough time actually getting all the way up to the ceiling here. The dogs kind of struggle to get around. They do wobble, but it's at a little bit of a labored rate. And if you were to pick one up and then drop it, it's not going to do anything. It'll barely be able to get up from that fall. Right, like Stella Rosa did get up, but at to what end, right? If we did Neptune gravity, it's less. Earth gravity is the standard for this game. And notice how the cocoons start shaking. Now, if I had it at a... Oh, I love her pink. It's very Rudolpha. If I had it at a Jupiter gravity and I release a dog from their cocoon, they're immediately going to fall to the ground, like in a split second. Watch. Snowy Winters and Kamicore are adult dogs, but they are not going to breed with each other. Although it looks like Neon O is ready. Oh. I'm not gonna comment on what I saw you say, Rye. And I would hope, Sam, that you don't say anything that's extremely vulgar. Please, thank you. Neon O is now an adult dog. Let's see if the... Oh, I put that bitch in storage. I meant to tell that bitch to fly out of here. Can you fly? Hello? They have big enough wings to where they should be able to fly. I don't know what their problem is. Oh, now you're getting some air. Get into it. Not Officer Ruby. I'm sick. Here's Fawn Fox in their young adult form. Losing some of that cute pink... Oh. I hate this. Fawn Fox was cute and pink. Cute and pink. Look at this. They were cute and pink and then they started to grow out of it. Ew. Because, like, this is such a cute little dog. And then they're starting to grow out of that pinkness around here, turning purple. And now it's, like, almost standard coloration. I hate it when they do that. I'm not very controlling of what the dogs eat. And there are genetic components to their changing of color sometimes. How are they just gonna talk a girl away from her pink? Take a girl away from her pink? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell you. Stella Rosa Cristal is part of the underserved Wobbledog community that lives here on the Wobbledog estate. Stella Rosa Cristal is getting her charity. Eat this tooth. Forced to eat tooths and pink shit. Tooths. Rudolpha D. Dior is also about to freaking fade away in front of us. For her to be so big back, do you think she would be a little bit skinnier if she was that hungry? Like, all these dogs are kind of big, if you ask me. And these baby rooms are not meant for all these dogs to be so fucking huge. Girl, if you don't eat this... Get into it. It did. But this is not you, Sam, by the way. This is a representation of you. Sure, but this is not you. And it may have lost its brown, but that pink can come to serve the community. Do you serve the community like me? Do you serve the community like Sam du Papillon? Stella Rosa does have a really thick, voluminous tail, huh? Emerald Cristal is leveling up. So I guess Emerald Cristal is going to be the one that connects with Kami Core. I think I like you better when you're across the fucking country. Ask the audience. What do I need to be asking the audience about? Let me ask the audience. Do y'all think that the Emerald Cristal would be better suited for snowy winters or Kami Core as a partner? Here's Emerald Cristal. Here's Snowy Winters. Here's Kami Core. And here is Neon O. Which one do you think? Should we do a poll? I'm gonna do a poll. So who is it? Snowy Winters, Neon O, or Kami Core? And there you go for 2 minutes. Get into it. While we wait, let's keep up with the other Wobbledogs. Vote in the poll. Who is breeding with Emerald Crystal out of the other adult dogs? We have Kami Core. Bitch. Help. That was... Did y'all see that? We have Kami Core. We have Snowy Winters, who needs to eat something, and also somebody laid an egg in here. Somebody cooked here. Bitch, if you don't come over here and eat this shit, hello? And our third option is Neon O. Neon O, for those of you who don't remember, is the dog that was gifted to me by Parodice. Not as an ambassador for Parodice, but simply as a gift to commemorate the second season of the original Wobbledogs series. That is actually not true. Neon O is actually of a secret cyborg race. Sent in to thwart the Wobbledog Old Country Manor. Anyway, what does the poll say? Oh, y'all are going crazy in that poll. And it says Neon O. Parodice contributed 189 points. Okay. Well, I will say Emerald can have multiple partners, and if they did have a second partner, it would be Snowy Winters. Let's see what Neon O and Emerald Crystal's puppy would look like. But first, let's take a glance over at the family tree of it all. And let's find Emeralds. And with Emerald Crystal, I will make her a female partner, and I will add on a child. This is Neon O. Because I don't think Neon's on here yet. Yeah, that's their first edition. Okay, and so now we can go back to here. She will likely not give a matcha moment. It's kind of hard to get the colors to mix that way. Sometimes they do. The Cristal family name, for those of you who remember, actually is an off-branching of the original Felicity and Santa Baby family, meaning that it is synonymous with the original T name as well as with the original baby name, but it diverged very early on after being established and brought in from the old country, right? The Cristal family name also at one point did have a connection with other dogs that are named Parfait. The Parfait name also diverged from the Cristal name, as well as other dogs that had a series of names revolving around Velvet of some sort were also related to this family line. And now a contributor of that would be the dog named Neon O. Hard mode. Oh, Persona. I was like, what the hell? Oh, look at this one. I like that one for sure. Is there like a purple one? Let's do this one. I don't like their giant faces, but whatever. It's whatever, it's whatever. I love the white teal moment. I kind of like the green and blue. I don't know who Emerald Crystal's parents are. She seems like she might be related to the LaCroix, aka the LaCroix. Oh, look at that tail. It's very Bubbles Mugler. What's all that movement back there? Oh, period, period. Let's do this one. And maybe this one. Let's see if we get some smaller tails. Yeah, I would love a smaller presentation of that like lobed tail moment because some of those were huge. Like this one is too big. For me, this is too big right now. But these are kind of small, they're petite, they're cute. I like this one. I like this one. I still want to keep some like color on the, at least on the extremities, so. I like this one for sure. Let's do this one. Are we gonna take it all the way to the end? Maybe. We're only at 40% though. Let's see if we get anything else. This one's kind of petite. Definitely not that. I don't like the darkness. I want like a more pale like green. And these other two, like this one's kind of petite and this one's kind of petite. I think we're gonna settle. Let's keep going. I don't settle for nothing. Now we're coming back with the petiteness. Let's do this one, and let's do this one. Let's do this one, and let's do this one. Right, and at this moment, it's getting a little redundant. Let's keep with the green. Look how small it is. What are we gonna name it? It's Emerald Crystal and Neon O. So it can really be anything. Let's get a little bit more information about this Crystal family before we decide on a name for this one. Emerald Crystal is the child of Sunglow Mugler and Champagne Crystal. Emerald Cristal is the sibling to Bubbles Mugler, who was previously in the Wobbledogs mansion but is now deceased. Emerald Cristal is also the sibling to Sangria Cristal, meaning that Emerald is also an aunt to Stella Rosa Cristal, who is still walking around, as well as Damiana Moon, who is establishing a new moon name after the sudden departure of their father, Strawberry Moon. Interestingly enough, I was doing a genealogical study of the Prada name, since the Prada name was previously lost in the Wobbledogs mansion. When the Prada name was lost in the Wobbledogs mansion, I had determined that some of the dogs that have the most genes that connect specifically to Joanne Prada or other dogs associated with Joanne Prada were Wyvern Baby Dupree, Valkyrie Dupree, and subsequently Eclair Parfait and Snow Angel Baby, with Snow Angel Baby having an 18.71875% relationship, genetic relationship to Joanne Prada, and Wyvern B. Dupree as well as Valkyrie Dupree having a 17% relationship with Joanne Prada. That's crazy. With that being said, when we do establish a new Prada name in this Wobbledog family, those are the dogs that are going to be chosen, or their offspring who are going to be chosen to help reestablish that name in some way or form. So what are we naming it? Y'all want to see what it looks like? I'll show you. Sam Du Papillon wants to be a young adult. Stella Rosa Cristal wants to be a young adult. And here's what the puppy looks like. Between Neon O and Stella Rosa, or whoever this, Emerald Cristal. What do we want to name it? Does anybody have any ideas? This one I would like to be a Cristal still. Glozell Cristal. Y'all are crazy. Carol gave me an amazing suggestion. Glow Cristal. I like Glow. Maybe the fan name could be Glozell, but I like Glow. Let's do a GLOW Cristal. Stylized. Oh. Thank you. Hello, Sliced Oranges. Welcome in.
Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Pretty Pink Pommy.
And right now we are playing Wobbledogs. I'm gonna do Glow, GL0W Cristal. And they will be in Incubator 8. Thank you so much for that raid. What were y'all playing? Pokemon Black and White 2. I hope you were having fun. Feel no obligation to stick around, Raiders, but we are in the we are playing some Wobbledogs if you would like to stay. Lots of fun things going on here. I appreciate the raid. Best region I love. Let's see what Stella Rosa Cristal is giving. After the conception and soon-to-be birth of her first cousin, known as Glow Cristal, Stella Rosa Cristal has decided, in solidarity with the pastel colors of Glow, Stella Rosa will now have a pastel nose and pastel ears. We love to see it here in the Wobbledog community, supporting our family members as they are being born and created. And here is Sam Du Papillon making his big grand reveal as a young adult. I kinda love it. I kinda love it. Do y'all love it? Mommy, why was I named Glow? Girl, I don't think that Glow Cristal is going to meet their parents, but possible. I love this. It's kind of giving like a Piggy Dolls. The Piggy Dolls. Shout out to the Piggy Dolls. Next up, we have Rudolpha D. Dior, who's going to become an adult herself. In the meantime, why don't we connect Miss Emerald Cristal to Snowy Winters? I like this one because I like its face. And I like this one because its head isn't gigantic. Either of these. I don't really want one with a giant head if I can help it. I don't mind the little bee wings. Across the fucking country. Snowy Winters. Oh, this is cute. I love the white. I don't think any of these have wings. Let's do that one. This is tea. We have to name this one like Moonstone Crystal or something. What do y'all think? Let's do this one and this one. I mean, what is there to grasp? Basically, this is a breeding simulation. Essentially, the Wobbledogs are created through the breeding simulation, and then there was a machine that ultimately reflects that breeding simulation, meaning that you get to decide what genes are passed through between the Wobbledogs, if any, and how they are combined, on top of the fact that their children may have mutations that make them different from their combined parents. The simulation is actually simply a simulation of the Wobbledog combination. What you see after this sequence is the actual breeding of the Wobbledogs itself, done through a machine. Hope that helps. As I am combining and crossbreeding the individual dogs within the simulation, essentially it's like simulating a relationship between each individual dogs, creating combinations of them and also sometimes mutations that you might see from them to ultimately determine whether or not what I want is going to pull out and then you choose whether or not to continue by crossbreeding the dogs. At some point it is only going to drop one dog, but normally that doesn't happen until somewhere after, I would say, about 20% of simulation stability. When you lose simulation stability, you're more likely to see mutations within the combinations of crossbred dogs. A mutation that has come about is this ovular eye, where all of them have it except for this one dog. So I'm going to use this dog because I don't like that eye on this particular set of dogs. Snowy Winters, the dog, had this eye, and so did Emerald Cristal. So I don't really want to lose that eye, but I don't have any choice but to crossbreed these dogs if I want to continue going and see something like a mutation like here. Even though this is technically not a mutation, if you're considering what the parent dogs look like within this simulation, it is a mutation because the dogs that were being crossbred in the simulation did not have it, while the parents in real life did have it. Sometimes they will add back in genetics from the parents, as opposed to giving you like a brand new mutation you wouldn't have otherwise had.
What's that in my cup? That's that potion.
Rubbing hundreds on my skin like it's lotion.
Thank you. Feeling very rich. Do these. I'll take a sip in a minute. I have a bottle of water I need to like put in my cup. What's in my cup? That's the bottled water. Does that make sense, Sam? Or did I just explain that in vain? Hopefully I did. Hopefully somebody got it. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Yeah. Let's do this one, and let's do this one. Let's see if we can get some of that blue back. And did. Look at that. I'm not a huge fan of it, but we can keep it. Honestly, let's name it Winter Winters. Right. So who's the boy and who's the girl? Between Snowy Winters and Emerald Crystal, Emerald is female and Snowy is male. Since these Wobbledogs do not actually observe any idea of gender, but you can use it within the Family ecosystem, I use it in Family Echo simply because I want to make sure that every dog gets bred. So all that simulation was to determine what goes inside the egg you see in front of this machine, which was collected from the Wobbledogs prior to this moment. There's one parent, there's another parent, and there's the egg. The egg was collected, the dogs are being combined here, like this, to create what I determined was the appropriate puppy in the simulation. Who I'm going to be naming Winter Winters. Snowy Winters is not on the... Snowy Winters is not on the current... thing. New partner, Snowy Winters. And there you go. There we go. And I will consider Snowy Winters to be male for this moment in time, simply so that they'll be written down somewhere. A lot of these dogs, especially the ones that are coming off of the wobble wheel, the majority of the dogs that are being added here are not actually on the family tree of it all. Is it Winter from Espa? Girl, what are we talking about? It makes sense to me, but genetics can be complicated in a huge tree of possibilities. Plus, it's a game with its own mechanics, so let's think about it. But it's lots to think about, but it's fun. Actually, you can see some of the mechanics of the genetics of these Wobbledogs. There is a system to it. Essentially, these characters represent a dog's dominant and recessive genes. These properties stick with the dog for life and will not change throughout the duration of their life. And you can see which genes connect to which thing here. It is all documented. So for example, you can see some of the recessive genes have the lowercase a's. There's like a big combination of them. And you can also see how the phenotype and how it's coming out to what possibility. Some of it's more mysterious and like kind of hidden. Some of it's very present. So for example, Miss Stella Rosa over here has a high-pitched voice, and that's seen in her genetic sequence within the game. So the only one who needs to actually reproduce is at this moment the only dog who needs to actually reproduce is Kami Core, and Snow Angel Baby is going to be that reproduction partner. Hi, Kizzy. Rudolpha D. Dior is out, and here's Fawn Fox. Are they an adult? I don't think. Are they? They are an adult. Here is Fawn Fox's adult form. I'm getting a screenshot of that. Thank you. Clip. Thank you. It's not your fault you're so bucktooth, girl. Come on, here. Let's see what's going on in the adult dog rooms. Hi, Miss Wobbledogs 2025. Right. So now we need to talk about who's going to be breeding with whom at this point. Every adult dog needs to breed, period. So we have Snow Angel Baby, we have Fawn Fox, we have Kami Core, we have Rudolpha D. Dior. They all need to breed. All of the other dogs have bred with at least one other individual. Emerald Crystal is out of commission in my opinion because there are already plenty of crystals walking around. They are all interconnected and related in different ways, with multiple branches of the crystal name being observed within the tree based on my experience with it. That being said, Neon O is still available to breed. Snowy Winters is still available to breed, if you ask me. We have Snow Angel Baby, Fawn Fox, Rudolpha D. Dior, and Kami Core. Kami Core is the oldest of the dogs, meaning that they're the most likely to die. So I would like to find a partner for Kami Core, and since I am not combining dogs that are named after people who are my frequent collaborators or my friends, I'm not going to be combining Kami Core and Fawn Fox, but I wouldn't be opposed to combining Snow Angel Baby and Kami Core, or Rudolpha D. Dior and Kami Core. What do y'all think? I think a Rudolpha and Kami would be a really cute little connection. Oh, she's the Unnie. Well, you like Rudolpha, Milo Tick. Pero likes Rudolpha. I'm not doing another poll at this very moment. Sound off in the chat. Leave an emote if you want to see Rudolpha and Kami Core combination. All right, I'm opening a bag of pistachios. I just need like something. Just something, you know what I mean? Color Theory. So that would actually leave Snow Angel Baby, an icon and a diva, to be combined with Fawn Fox, which I'm not opposed to. So let's do it. You can have a corn chip. I just don't have any to give you. All right. Here we go. Into the simulation. But first, while we're getting this established, I do need to go to the family tree and make sure that I have it documented who is breeding with whom. This is Rudolpha Dior, a very distant relation to Rudolpha Dupree, mind you, specifically through Rudolpha Dior actually seems to only be related to directly to Rudolpha Dupree through Minty Dupree and Holly T Dupree. Another topic. I consider Rudolpha a female. She has a partner, and the partner's name is Kami Kaur. You came just in time, Comet. We're breeding the dog named after you. No, it's not dead. Kamikor wasn't even an adult last episode. Basically, how Wobbledogs actually work before we get into the whole breeding simulation. First of all, I want to say,
Welcome in, Raiders. My name is Pretty Pink Pommy.
and right now we're playing Wobbledogs in a series that I call Keeping Up with the Wobbledogs, which is a continuation of a series that I previously had on my stream called Wobbledogs Family Values, where I breed Wobbledogs and we have a good time and make lore for them. Right now we're in a breeding simulation, and the breeding simulation includes is where we can combine other dogs from the playthrough. Hi Red Clouds, hi Fried Chicken, and we, hi Comet, who else is here? Anybody else? Hi y'all, hi Miss Body Rolls. We're combining dogs. And then we can watch them breed in the next sequence. Watch. Kamikor had 2 heads and plural eyes. They had 3 eyes on both sides of each head, meaning that they had a total of 12 eyes. They also had like 8 legs. I don't know. They're combining with the dog named Rudolpha D. Dior, who is a namesake of a dog from a very much older generation. Actually, I think the 2nd generation of dogs, named Rudolpha Dupree. That's what the D stands for Rudolpha D. Dior. Let's see what happens. I kind of like the purple here. Six in the front, 2 in the back, so I was right. It was 8. In the development of this season of the Wobbledogs playthrough, I actually did go to each individual person and ask them about their preferences for what they would like to see in a Wobbledog. Majority of them did get back to me. And Comet said that they wanted a monster. They wanted a beastly dog. They wanted something that was pink and purple and possibly blue. And they wanted something a little bit monstrous. So they got one. That's why they had a dog with 2 heads, 12 eyes, 8 legs. I think it might have, and a set of wings. I don't know if it had 1 or 2 sets of wings, but that's why Kamikor looked like what Kamikor looked like, is because in the creation of this season, I was respecting Comet's wishes. Oh, look at this green. I don't want to do this green, but it's a pretty color. I really want to do purple. And why don't we name this, this is a combination of Rudolpha Dupree Dior. Let's keep the Dupree Dior on it, but we should name it something like, something similar to Comet, like Asteroid or something else. Does anybody have any ideas? Any suggestion is fair game here for a first name for this dog. Meteor? Well, I could literally just say Meteor. Meteor D Dior is kind of T, actually. Like Meteor D Dior. I don't mind the names being fantastical, but adding spaces sometimes is just, it will take up too much space and then it's hard to name them. Whoa, look at the green. Why do I kind of like that? This is softer green. I like the softer green a little bit better. If the yellow on like the extremities, the ears and the nose were better, I would like the softer green a little bit better. Let's see if I can do like this softer green and the purple. If not, it's okay. Definitely, definitely. I think I want to stop here. You know, these dogs have giant wings, which can cause lagging issues, especially for stream. And like these like gigantic like angel-like wings don't really change. Also, if we keep going, we're going to start getting some mutations. So it's either going to be between this one with the bird wings or this one with the angel wings. I kind of like the angel wings better. So now we have Meteor D Dior, who is a Dupree by name, Meteor Dupree Dior. A child of Kami Core. And Rudolpha D Dior. We've already seen this violence that is the breeding station. Here it is. Okay, I'm gonna give them a little name on the thing. So if we're going to go back to the what is it called? We're going to go back to the family tree. Keep in mind that Comet Core is a non-binary individual, so they are not observing binary gender the way that it's being described in the family tree, and we are going to respect that. That is part of the reason why I'm not going out of my way to say that the dogs are representations of actual people. While they are representations, or actually more so a result of my friendships with these people or my connections with the people that they're named after, Kami Core is not Comet. Sam Du Papillon is not Sam. They're just Wobbledogs. So keep that in mind. And I give all these dogs markings of gender specifically because I want to make sure that they're all being bred, and that's a visual way for me to see that. Keep that in mind. So this dog's name is going to be Meteor Dupree Dior. There we go. An incubator 10. Yeah, I just marked it down as female just because I didn't really want to, like, you know, make a big display of it. But I do want to say, you love my French. Technically, this is Sam's French. Sam named this dog. Exactly. And the same, and I would say, I'm not gonna speak for Comet, but the same concept goes for Comet. Not as a man or a woman, but an ancient cosmic entity. That's how I like to be referred to as well. Shit. Anyway. So we do have another to breed, and that would be Fawn Fox and Snow Angel Baby. Before we get into it, I'm going to document this connection through the family tree as well. Snow Angel Baby is already on the tree as Snow Angel Baby, also part of the Parfait family. Snow in this situation is going to be considered female. They're going to be having a child with a new partner. The new partner is going to be Fawn Fox. The baby is going to have the Fox last name. And honestly, I wouldn't mind naming it Baby Fox, but let's see where things go before we make that final decision. We have some cuties. Hi, Darius. Now, where did this bitch get wings? Oh, Snow Angel Baby has wings. My bad, my bad. Snow Angel Baby is a direct documented descendant from Felicity and Santa Baby, among others. The surnames are passed down through the generations, so like from parent to child. It's never like a dog just gets a random name. That's part of the reason why I'm like, I said I was doing like a study of the genealogy of the Wobbledogs family, is because it can be documented that way. Which I did do on purpose, but not because I wanted to like measure who was related to whom in what capacity. If I'm gonna be naming this one Baby Fox, it's gonna have to be kind of cute though, so. I do miss the pink from Fawn Fox. I would love to have a pink dog, or a dog with pink skin, as opposed to just having a pink body. I do also love these eyelashes, and I don't want it to have a gigantic or a miniature head. So let's do this one, which is really cute. And let's do this one, because I was already kind of eyeing it anyway, because of the colors. Oh, look at those ears! We will be spinning the wobble wheel today when the first dog dies, but I also don't plan on going for like, I don't plan to go past 3 hours. I really didn't think that I was going to even do 3 hours. So keep that in mind. Let's do the green one for shits and giggles. Let's do this one. I don't like how thin this one's legs are. Let's do this one. Oh, purple. Hi, how are you doing, Darius? Honestly, how is everyone doing? Tell me what y'all are up to. I'm over here breeding monstrosities and Wobbledogs and naming them after my friends. Making memes while watching my stream behind the work counter. You're making memes? What does that mean? Making beats for a boring dumb bitch fucking gnarly. Don't talk to me. Eating an orange on my patio. I'm good. Trying to figure out what to eat. How are you? I'm doing okay. Look at this. This is pretty. Let's do that one, and let's do, I don't know. Who's got something going for him here? Maybe this one. She's kind of skinnier than everyone else. You're making stuffed peppers for dinner while you watch your stream. Oh, while you watch my stream. Yum. Get into it, Sapphire. You'll have to post it in the server. If they're pretty, post them in the server. I don't mind. I don't normally take pictures of my food. If I think that the food looks like exceptionally good, I will take a picture of it and post it in the server and be like, here's my food. Stuffed peppers do sound good. I was thinking about that right now. Are you putting meat in them or what? Or rice or what? Cheese? I don't know what goes in a stuffed pepper. People do it differently depending on their culture too, I know. Let's do this long one and then let's do this like darker one. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Oh, there we go. Well, here we go. Boom. Boom. Meat and rice and leftover veggies. Yeah, that sounds good. This dog's name is going to be Baby Fox, I think. Unless somebody has something else that they would like it to be named instead. We have so many dogs going on. I don't want to create like a bunch of like random, like a million dogs. Oh, the color saved her. Honestly, the color really saves her here. I am keeping a note of where each dog or which incubator each dog goes into. Part of that is because these dogs that are being added to the incubators are going to be added to the wobble wheel when our first dog decides to depart us. This is Baby Fox. Baby Fox is the child of Fawn Fox, who is here, and Santa Baby, who is here. Not Santa Baby. What is this bitch's name? Snow Angel Baby. Snow Angel Baby and Fawn Fox came together and created a puppy. Angel Baby, I believe, is the descendant of a line of dogs that were like that. Their parent is Sugar Plum Baby. Sugar Plum Baby is the child of Angel Baby. What? Yeah, Snow Angel Baby is the grandchild of Angel Baby. That makes sense. Yes, that makes sense. They're also related to Plum Jam Tea, I believe. I think Plum Jam Tea is the other parent of Angel Baby. Or Sugar Plum Baby. I don't fucking remember, honestly. Yeah, a Sugar Plum Baby and Angel Baby came together to make Sugar Plum Baby. And if I'm wrong, let's figure out if I'm wrong. That was just a guess. I was wrong. Sugar Plum Baby is the child of Plum Jam Tea and Jolly Baby. Plum Jam Tea is the parent to Sugar Plum Baby, who is the parent to Snow Angel Baby, who is now the parent to Baby Fox. And now let's check and see if there are any dogs left for breeding. All of these dogs are now parents. We did it. Now we can let them live their lives for a little bit. If anybody has any ideas for a combination, let me know. I don't believe any of these dogs are siblings, so... Actually, I know, now that I've bred them, I know none of them are siblings. The only dogs that are like closely related out of any of these dogs right now is actually going to be Stella Rosa Cristal, who is the nibbling of Emerald Cristal, through their parent, Stella Rosa's parent, known as Sangria, who is siblings with Emerald. And their other sibling is Bubbles Mugler. They're all full siblings from Sunglow Mugler and I think it's Champagne. Yeah. Anyway. Let's collect all the eggs. Let's do our big one here. I felt like I already had a lot of eggs, so I was surprised to see that there's so many like sitting around. Here's Kami Core, for those of you who was confused. Oop. Kami Core needs to take a nap. Among other things. Yeah, so if y'all have any ideas, let me know, let me know. Oh. Let's see if there are any more dog eggs that I need to be aware of. Nope, it looks like I got all the dog eggs. Let's clear the poop though while we're here. I don't know how they got up in here, honestly. This is kind of the most difficult room to get to, but on it, like it's an easy room to get into. It's not very easy to get out of, but it's like none of it's very difficult to escape or navigate. Eating is more important than sleeping because if they starve, they die, regardless of what else is going on with them. I would say not sleeping is also pretty detrimental. The other thing is, like, if they're needy in other departments, like if they need to be entertained, or which really basically means if they need to be petted, or if they need to sleep, then they're not going to be as willing or able to feed themselves. And here we see Kamikor eating a cactus fruit, lying in the desert floor. And here's Stella Rosa. She's like a noodle. She just can't get into that vacuum though. Oh. And for Sam du Papillon's final trick, they were going to revert to standard dog coloration. Why is that? No one knows. Especially because it looks like they have a lot of things going on in here that would have given them a lot of opportunities to do other colors. Like... And here we have Stella Rosa Cristal and Sam du Papillon. And you know what, you're saying that, but clearly the brown was some kind of genetic thing. Like it wasn't just like cosmetic, because literally coming together with this like this dog, they made a brown offspring immediately. So Sam du Papillon is coming together with Stella Rosa to create an offspring. Stella Rosa is here, meaning that Sam and Diva Kizzy, Sam du Papillon and Diva Kizzy are actually going to be in-laws. Stella Rosa I have always considered female, and Sam du Papillon is going to be male. Is it 2 L's? I think it's 2 L's, yes. Hi, Rose. They are. Stella Rosa just got long. She got those genetics from her other parents, I believe. Not Sangria, but the other one, whoever that was. Let's do this one. I like the pattern. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty one. Like, that's a pretty and kind of rare combination, if you ask me. Let's do this one, and then let's do somebody else with the wide ears, maybe? Or maybe we can do the one with the pointed ears. Let's try this one. Oh, this one for sure. The neon nose and ears is cute. I'm loving this dark purple. I don't think I've ever seen this on a dog. Actually, ever. They've been dark, like, but they've never been like purple specifically. I think I've had like dark blue before. What should we name this one? Anybody have any ideas? And here it is. Della Rosa Cristal comes from a long line of dogs, or at least a smaller line. Actually, let's just take a glance at the family tree before we get out of here. Della Rosa Cristal comes from Sangria Cristal, who was the child of Champagne Cristal, who was the child of Mojito Tea Cristal, who was the child of Cucumber Cristal and Pitaya Cristal. And Pitaya is the child of and the Pitaya also came together with their, I think it was their second cousin, Funky Cristal. So these dogs are from a long line of dogs with a Cristal name. Sam du Papillon, I do like the name. However, I would rather the Cristal name be established and also honored and acknowledged here. So I would definitely want this dog's last name to be Cristal. However, Mimosa. We could do Mimosa. Is it really giving Mimosa? I don't think so. It is coming from a long line of dogs that have names that are related to some kind of drinks. Cristal on the rocks. It's a little bit, a little bit avant-garde. Let me think. Honestly, so du papillon actually means of the butterfly. And it's a reference to where Sam is from. So I was thinking maybe we could name this the offspring of Sam, since we're not going to be continuing on a family line of du papillons in the Wobbledogs family tree. We could name this one Butterfly Cristal. That would be fun, right? Similarly to Meteor di Dior. which is ironic considering that it doesn't have wings. I would rather it just be butterfly, and maybe its offspring can be named after individual butterflies, or its descendants be individual butterflies. But but to honor the original parent, the other parent, I would like it to. I think butterfly crystal is perfect for this one. The house of insects. Well, there's a lot of insects if you didn't notice. Insect wings right here. I mean, and if we want to play the name game, we can import some other dogs that I have. You need to do something to entertain yourself, so why don't you try flying a little bit? I'm trying to keep you alive, homie. I have other dogs to import that are going to be a part of the letter that I read earlier in stream, and if you missed that letter, here it is. Essentially what it says, it came from an anonymous, the anonymous house manager of another Wobbledogs mansion, and they said, we need to reestablish some of the previous names in the Wobbledogs family, or else we will lose some of our funding for the Wobbledogs mansion, and therefore we will be going bankrupt and into an era of vulgarity. I read it earlier. If you want to see more of it, go watch the VOD. Thank you. Thank you. Oh. Well, that's one way to get my attention. Give me that egg. We were just chilling for real. Oh, there's eggs everywhere in here. I could have swore that I saw another one. Did I miss it? Did it disappear? There are no more eggs. R.I.P. Judy, banana. Banana, fana, fo foodie, fee, fi, fo foodie, Judy, get into it. Snowy Winters is getting old, but they are not ready to pass on just yet. Snowy Winters is 60 minutes old, and they are the first one to get old. Kami Core is 64 minutes old and has not shown any signs of slowing down that I recall. Girl, you need to sleep, you need to eat, you need to do something. Come on now. But does a good metabolism mean that they're going to live for a long time? No. Not necessarily. They do kind of handle their own sleep, and honestly, they feed themselves fine, usually. But if they get really hungry, or if they get kind of desperate, they will start, like, freaking out. Like Fawn Fox over here, who's struggling to eat some cheese orbs. An emerald crystal is stuck on a cactus in the desert room. Let's remove her and let her walk around. Why don't you eat this fruit over here instead of going for the cactus fruit? We do need to do something about Switch to Dior. Somebody give me a suggestion on who you think Switch to Dior's partner should be. I believe every other dog now has an offspring, at least one. Switch to Dior is from a long line of Diors who are all named after electronic devices or real and or fictional user interfaces, AI models, etc., etc., etc. Bitch, eat something. Please eat something. Who should our partner be? Maybe Kami Core. I was thinking Kami Core would be a good one, or Neon O, especially since Neon O kind of has that, like, you know, digital age kind of name going on. Any opinions? Any thoughts? Any thoughts? Maybe we should look at Switch 2 before we give them a moment. Where are you? You come here. Nope. Eat this cake. I was thinking Neon 2. It would be fun, especially because Neon kind of keeps up the lineage. So the real tea here is that Switch 2, who currently looks like this inside of that cocoon until we release them and then they evolve and then they level up some more, is the child of Glitch Baby Dior. Glitch Baby Dior, I believe, is the descendant specifically of LimeWire Dior. There was LimeWire who came before Glitch Baby, and they're either related. I don't exactly remember how they're related. We can look at the family tree. I'm looking at the family tree, but y'all are looking at the dogs. Switch 2 is a descendant of... Oh, Switch 2 has a sibling named OLED Dior, by the way. That's funny. OLED and Switch. They're descendants of Glitch Baby Dior, who is the child of Motherboard, who is the child of Aelita, who is the child of Echo T Dior. Echo T Dior is the first dog with wings. They were all named after devices of that sort. Glitch Baby is also... Oh, Motherboard Dior is also the parent of LimeWire Dior, so Glitch Baby and LimeWire are siblings. Here's LimeWire, here's Glitch Baby, they're siblings. Motherboard Dior is one of these. She's right here. Motherboard came from Aelita, who was right here. Aelita came from... Aelita is the AI, is like the character model AI who was in Code Lyoko, and then Aelita came from Echo T. Echo being that Overwatch character. Nintendo DS Dior. I don't know about that. That's an option for sure. Not the Switch camera. Maybe we should see what it looks like before we make that decision. After we do this, it's very likely that a dog is going to die at some point during the stream before we get out of here. At least one of them. And if it doesn't happen now, because I'm doing a little bit of a shorter stream than I would have if I did this on like a Monday or a Friday, then it's likely that it's going to happen when we come back. Although I do want to eat something, and maybe later we can keep playing if y'all want to pull up, but no pressure, no pressure. Okay, Switch 2 and Neon O. I'm going to combine them on the family tree really fast. Switch 2. I'm going to consider Switch 2 a male for shits and giggles, and I'm going to add a child without partner. Add second parent from the tree, and that second parent is going to be Neon. Neono, Neono. What? All right. So this dog is actually going to be a sibling of Glow Cristal. A lot's going on and it's making my game lag bad. Let's choose the pink one in the back. If we can get to it. Hello? With the giant wings. Girl. And then we'll do one of the skinny ones. Who's skinny in here? Because everyone's kind of thick and wide. I don't really like all the thickness and wideness. Let's do you. Especially because you have small wings so you can move better. Ooh, it's looking like a switch camera on this quality. Yeah. I don't actually know what those switch camera quality looks like, but I'm sure it's not great. I run this game in pretty low quality for streaming purposes, so it's not really like it's gonna crash or anything. It's just moving really bad. All right, let's do this one, and let's do one of these pink ones. Let's do this. The pink one in my face is fine, thank you. What the hell? Let's do the skinny ones. I like Neon O, but it got wider as it got older, and I don't like that. Let's do the pink. Let's do this one because I want a pink. What should we name it though? Does anybody have any ideas? Y'all said we could name it Google Chrome Dior. That would be fucking funny. Windows XP Dior. I don't know why it has gigantic bat wings Dior. I'm tired of all the giant bat wings, so we're switching off of those. Oh, that's better. Firefox Dior, kind of love, hold on. Maybe this one can be in an arranged marriage with Baby Fox, and their offspring can be Firefox Dior. How about that? Windows Vista Dior. We can also do another handheld device. I just didn't want to go the Nintendo route. PSP Dior. Windows Vista Dior is kind of, honestly, that's kind of slay. PS Vita Dior. What's a device that caught on fire? Firefox, yeah, next generation for sure. We'll just have to remember, y'all pull up for these streams and we'll do it. It'll probably be in either next stream or maybe in 2 or 3 because we have a lot of dogs to go through. Samsung Note 7 Dior. Right. Apple Watch Dior. I kind of like Windows. Was it Damsel who said Windows Vista? Alexa Dior. That's a good one too. Windows Vista might be a little bit long. Yeah, exactly. Nokia N-Gage Dior. Family Computer Dior. Chromebook Dior. That's a good one too. Oh! Actually, that would kind of make sense because the other parent is named Neon O. See, this is about to be a spinoff where we just do Dior dogs. So this is it. Let's see. T-Mobile Sidekick Dior. They're all going crazy. Honestly, let's do Windows Vista since that's the one that I like the most. I'll just have to name it W Vista Dior. I'll put it in Incubator 13. In the meantime, while this game loads up, let me add that to the family tree. Actually, this dog is, since its parent doesn't have a name, and Switch 2 only brought down the Dior name, but Switch 2 is a parfait, and it's the child of Crystal Parfait, who is actually the child of Nimbus Mugler, who is the child of Heaven Mugler and Fluffy Malone, who are both imported dogs. Meaning that this dog is less related to a majority of the dogs that have been in this playthrough, as well as the fact that, while it is the descendant of Heaven Mugler and Fluffy Malone, Nimbus Mugler is the only name that got passed down. So this one, it would be technically, if we're going to go all the way through all the names that it could possibly have. Oh, not to mention that it's also related to Crystal Light Tea, Funky Cristal, Moose Baby Parfait, Echo Tea Dior. It would be a Dior, a Tea, a Cristal, a Parfait, a Mugler, and a Malone. And a Prada, because it's also a descendant of Pope Prada. Snowy Winters has lived a long and full life, and now it is time for them to pass on. Snowy Winters is survived by their one child, one offspring, Winter Winters. They are an imported dog named after my friend, It's Snowy VT, and this dog did not like to be petted. It was really cute though. But that means now it's time for the Wobble Wheel. Let's move over there. First of all, let me, while y'all watch this bitch get ate up a little bit, let me edit this Wobble Wheel. So the dogs that are still on the Wobble Wheel, as we've known it to be, we have Amanita Lacroix of the previous Dog Dynasty. We have Blackberry Tea, Damiana Moon of the previous Dog Dynasties, Lollipop Lacroix of the previous Dog Dynasties. We also have Ola Dior, Sour Apple Parfait of the previous Dynasty. Now we also have a series of other dogs that are not of the previous dynasty, including but not limited to Damsel Tea, Ellie Barks, Misty Rain, Milo Majesty, Nyaoi Star, Nymphy Stone, Muffy the Vampire Slayer, Pero Dice, Pixel Pop, Ruby Royale, Shark Ting V, and Sunny Sweets. I am going to be adding I'm going to be removing the added combination of other dogs. So like, for example, last time when I was doing this, I had like the dogs that were from the previous playthrough. I had them added multiple times. I'm going to be removing those extra names off of this list. But what I am going to be adding actually are random places where we're going to be either having dogs from the incubator be added into the playthrough. And if I do that, then they're just going to be added in the sequence of which they were added into the incubator originally. Or we also have and I know y'all can't see the wheel yet. We also have dogs that are going to be added from the old country. So let's see. First of all, everybody leave an emote in the chat for Kami Core. An icon in the making. The first dog, I believe, or one of the first dogs from the Wobble Wheel to be added to this playthrough. Kami Core is survived by their individual offspring named Meteor D. Dior. They will be remembered for their psychedelic looks. Or is Kami Core just getting old? Well, here's Neon O, who is dying. R.I.P. More Wobble Wheel. I thought Kami Core was gonna die. This bitch is older than everybody. I swear, I straight up thought they were gonna die. Hi, Ube. Oh, well, you're eating that. Enjoy. While we let them enjoy and feast on the flesh, I'm going to continue editing this Wobble Wheel very briefly. Hopefully nobody else dies. I'm going to be adding I'm going to be adding 4 options for incubator dogs. Who's hungry? It looks like Sam du Papillon is hungry. He's not eating. Very skinny of you. Let's see. Please eat something. Your light will always shine bright in our hearts. Neon O is actually survived by their 2 offspring. Their first offspring was with Snowy Winters, I believe. No. Neon O is survived by 2 offspring, and those offspring are Windows Vista Dior, as well as Glow Cristal. Now let's pause this game. Let me work on the... So we're going to be doing 4 incubator dogs. And then we're also going to be adding the Ye Old Country. Implants. I'm gonna do 4 of those as well. Since that actually does represent like a series of dogs, I have a few of them that I have to add in. Would you like to see those dogs, or would you? Maybe I'll import them. I'll import them. Or should we spin the wheel first? Let's spin the wheel and then we'll import the dogs. How about that? And here we go with the Wobble Wheel. I'm done in front of a live studio audience. So we need to replace 2 dogs. The first dog that we're going to be replacing is actually going to be... Well, first of all... Let's do this. Let's do this. We need to shuffle these dogs' names. And then we can go back here like this. Let's spin that wheel. Are y'all ready? The first dog that we are adding is... a dog from the old country. The second dog that we're going to be adding is... sour apple parfait. So sour apple parfait is actually from the previous Wobbledog series. Sour apple is the child of, I think they were one of the final dogs that were bred in the last episode too, is the child of Demonia Dupree and Summer Plum Parfait. And I will show you those two dogs, and then I'll show you sour apple. Demonia Dupree was this dog. Previously looked like this. Was always kind of a brick, honestly. And then... who was the other one that they came together with? It was Demonia Dupree and Summer Plum Parfait. Summer Plum... and here's Summer Plum Parfait. Honestly, very cute, giving very much like Tinkerbell teas. And here is Sour Apple Parfait. A little bit unfortunate, I'm not even gonna lie. But she does deserve a space here, so we are going to be adding her into the puppy room. Another dog that I already had prepared would actually be this dog, and this dog's name is Revolution Prada. This is the first dog that I have added from the old country establishment. I have others in store. Would you like to see those others? Maybe we can brainstorm on some names for those dogs before we close out the episode. We're gonna be bringing out Revolution Prada. And now let me open up my Discord, because that's where I have all these saved. Bye, fried chicken. See you soon. A lot of the other ones that I'm going to be adding in are actually very cute. I think Revolution is pretty cute themselves. It's more of a he himself. I think Revolution's pretty cute, I'm not gonna lie. Keep in mind, all these dogs are going to be named Prada, T, or Baby. Here's one. This one I would like to be a baby. It reminds me most of the baby lineage. Here's another, which I think is pretty cute, honestly. Here's another. This one I would like to be part of the T lineage. The T is always spelled T-E-A, capital T, capital E, capital A. Here's one that I have as well. This might be another T, I hadn't decided. This one can be from the old country and be named Prada.
She get money. Her body tea.
This one kind of looks like a
Thick,
caterpillar.
she's super pretty.
This one is a baby. Meaning its first name or its last name can be baby. The name is still passed down regardless. I have a few more of them. I only have 3 more. I'll show you them. This one's kind of giving a T to me. They all need names, and I think it would be best for us, for organizational purposes, to name them as we add them in. They're all pretty cute if you ask me. Yeah, and then this is the last one, and this one's also going to be a Prada, I think. There we go. Anyway, that's what we have for today. Here's Sour Apple Parfait, and here's Revolution Prada walking around in the rooms. I've added multiple things that are not going to be removed. So all these dogs from the incubators have a chance of being added in directly from the wobble wheel as well as the dog dies. I may add more entries into it later. I haven't fully decided what I wanted to do with it. That being said, it's a really cute moment. And here are the dogs that we currently have. Interestingly enough, we have Switch 2 Dior, Rudolpha D Dior. Here's Switch 2 if you missed it. Switch 2 Dior, Rudolpha D Dior, also known as Rudolpha Dupree Dior. Kami Core, who has lived longer than any other dog so far and is the oldest dog and has been the oldest dog the entire episode. We have Emerald Cristal, Fawn Fox, Snow Angel Baby, who went from purple and white to green and teal, mind you, Stella Rosa Cristal, and Sam du Papillon. Beyond that, we have the newly added Sour Apple Parfait, who has been ready to be added and was actually, I believe, the final dog that was like bred from the previous series. And now we have Revolution Prada here to re-establish the Prada name after many generations of it being gone. For context, especially if you remember this, the last dog who actually had the name Prada in this playthrough was Kiwi Prada. And there were 2 of them. There was Kiwi Prada T and Kiwi Prada T Jr. This was the last dog to have the name Prada. And this dog had multiple offspring and none of them had the name Prada. They were all parfaits. So that's actually why we're doing that. If you would like to see the other Prada dogs, we can categorize them. Here you can see it all started off with Joanne Prada. We have Baby Prada, Vanity Prada, Raspberry Parfait Prada, Hope Prada, Kiwi Prada T, and lastly Kiwi Prada T the second. If you would like to see the T's, there are a lot of T's. We started off with Felicity, whose distant cousin also followed her into the Wobbledog mansion, Christina, and they had many offspring that are descendants as well, with their most recent descendant being Evangelion T, who only has 1 offspring in the who only has one offspring in the incubator, whose name is Genesis Parfait. So the tea dogs have now also been lost to the parfaits, I believe, because there are some ambassadors of that name. We have Blackberry Tea. These dogs are all from the old country, and then we also have Damsel Tea, who is technically not related to this current family. All that to say, there's so much more research and other bullshit stats that we can talk about. But for right now, we're going to close off here. I'm going to save my game. I don't think the stats are bullshit. I think that there's a lot of bullshit that we could discuss when it comes to the actual factors of the game. But at what point does this become like a moot point? You know what I mean? And would you look at that? Thank you, damsel. 16 months, girl. Let me make sure I saved. Wait. Let me make sure I saved. Did I save? Y'all, did I save? Let's go back to the main menu. Thank you for coming to my Wobbledogs stream. I hope you enjoyed it. 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 We're gonna get out of here. Do we have enough people in here that I feel comfortable raiding? Let's see who we can raid. Thank y'all for coming through. Can we get a raid message in the chat? I don't know if I have any mods who are still here. Who do I follow who's live right now? There's a few options, Not many people are live. You know what? I don't really feel like raiding anyone. Let's just close out here. I'm gonna play a lovely little song for you, and I will see y'all real soon. How about that? Honestly, it's kind of thematic. Sam just went live? I didn't see that. Until I redeem my check-in. Period. Okay, let's raid Sam. Let me just find him on live. We will raid Sam. We're going to get out of here, though. Bye. Make sure to check out my socials. Thank you, Milo Chick. Make sure to check out my socials. If you scroll up just a little bit, you will see the raid message. Make sure to copy the raid message as we raid Sam. Make sure to also check out my Discord server. There's a lot of information there about anything going on with me. You see all these flyers here on this final screen. All of that information about every event that's described in the flyers is on the Discord server. And my socials. Bye.